So in today's video, I want to kind of do a Mousepad Roundup video. Just over 3 pads that I've been stuck on my desk. You know, 2 of these pads are pads you can expect to see full-length reviews for, and one of these pads have kind of been disappointing for me and just kind of been hit or miss. And I will go over that more towards the end of the video. But with this first pad, this is 100% one of those pads that you will see a full review for in the near future. This is the Wayco Project 87, and this pad by far has been one of my favorite pads to use when it comes to TAC FPS. Now, this pad is, according to them, is a mud pad, but to me, this feels more like a control pad. But you know, tomatoes, tomato, you know what I'm saying? You know, at the end of the day, everybody have different opinions, but to me, this pad feels more like a control pad. I would say with the initial friction of this pad, it has a very mud pad feeling to it, but then when you actually get in motion, it just feels just really nice on the glide, and it just feels very more like a control pad. It has a faster glide to it. It's not like the fastest, but it's definitely quicker, you know what I'm saying? So for me, this is a control pad, but this has been a really fun pad to use in games like Valorant. You know, I really don't play too many tech FPS games. I play Counter-Strike here and there. I play Valorant probably more than Counter-Strike, and I've been on my journey with Valorant, trying to play it competitively at a high level because I'm just getting tired of playing, you know, the usual Call of Duty, Overwatch, and things like that. Trying something new, and this pad definitely has been really fun to use on this experience. I'm kind of saving a lot of my thoughts and opinions on this pad just because I want to save it for the full review. But just know that if you like mud pads or you kind of like control oriented pads, it's definitely a pad for you. And it's also a little bit more firmer than a lot of pads in the market too. I feel like the firmness of this pad is more closer to like the soft variant, but it's a little bit more firm. So for me, I've been able to actually use dot skates with this pad with no problem, man. By far, I feel like personally the best experience I've had with this pad has been with the Cyclones. Like the Cyclones has just been a really fun experience to use overall with every pad I own. But by far, the Cyclones with this combination just gives me a level of confidence when I'm aiming that a lot of pads just don't give me. Definitely, if you want to keep up with what Wayco Island has going over there with all their pads, you know, they're finalizing the designs for their pads. And hopefully, they will be launching soon. I will leave a link to their Twitter in the description, so definitely follow, turn notifications, and check them out because they're a cool group of people. And they definitely sent this pad out for review, and I wasn't even expecting that, you know. And this isn't me, you know, this ain't no paid review or something like that. You know, I'm 100% honest about how I feel, and this pad has really surprised me. You know, it's a really high quality pad, has a really high quality base. The stitching isn't necessarily below surface level, but it won't bother you in game. And I haven't really found the need to really use a sleeve with this pad. I will use a sleeve just because I'm just used to using sleeves, but this pad don't really require a sleeve at all. I would definitely say the surface of this pad kind of reminds me more of maybe like, these probably not the best comparisons. Like I said, I'm saving a lot of my thoughts for the full review, so I'm kind of dancing around different things. But the surface of this pad is probably closer to, I would say, maybe something like the Sakura from the Aqua Control, and maybe something like the Strider, the Razor Strider, like just about how it feels, not in terms of performance, but overall how the pad feels. It just feels very similar to that. But overall, this has been a really fun pad to use, and definitely this is like pretty much probably I would say my main pad I use for when I'm playing TAC FPS games, but it works really well in other games as well. So definitely huge shout out to Wayco Island, and stay tuned because their review will be dropping in the near future for this pad. I got a couple more things to wrap up with it, and then I will drop that full review so you can really get my full thoughts and opinions on how I feel about this pad. For the pad Smith Empress has been one of those pads that just absolutely would never leave my desk, probably. At least until they drop the control version. I think it's like a rare version out there, because I've seen it a couple times on Twitter. And then I guess some people say it's supposed to be the control version or something like that. But hey, whenever that rare version drop, 100% it would be on my desk. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, Tunes and the rest of the Pad Smith team, I need y'all to go ahead and make that happen ASAP because I need that pad. But anyways, though, this is the Pad Smith Empress. I'm sure you've seen this pad get talked about a million times. I'm sure you've seen a million reviews for this. Well, get ready because you're gonna see a million and one really soon in the future, because this pad really hasn't left my desk at all. Only time I really haven't used this pad is when I was using other pads in my rotation, like the Wayco Island pad, or even the Shidenkai, or even the Ruin. Those usually my main pads, and I've been using this pad probably more than those as of late, just because I've been having a really fun experience with this pad. Like this pad to me is like an all-around glass mouse pad, which, you know, gives the feeling of balance. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of it. It's a glass pad. I feel like truly this is one of those glass pads that if you never really used a glass pad before, you're a beginner, you can use this pad and immediately play decent, if not better or similar to what you played on a cloth pad or whatever pad was used previously. It's in terms of speed, I would say it's pretty close to the Super Glide. It's a little bit slower, maybe a hair slower, but it's pretty similar to the Super Glide. The main difference that between this pad and pretty much a lot of other glass pads on the market right now is the fact that it doesn't have that ice skate feeling. So you can tell from the way that I'm actually gliding this pad that it seemed like it's very controlled, and that's the whole purpose of this pad. For me, I think what really took this pad over the top and made me really enjoy it a lot more has been by far the TJX skates. TJX skates lately just been really fun to use with this pad, and I've hit some of my craziest flicks, some of my nicest target switch, some of my nicest clips that I have ever seen, and it just took my aim to a level where it hasn't been in a long time, because I really haven't grinded games too heavy as of late, because I spend a lot of time testing and things like that, and editing and trying to get videos out and things like that, so I don't spend as much time playing the game. But when I really hop on and play for a longer session, by far this combination, you know what I'm saying, TJX with the pad smooth has just been a chef kiss combination type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just been amazing, bro. Like by far one of my favorite combinations to use. And even like for instance, like the clip that's playing, like the clip I just hit on this soldier on, like it's just I hit stuff like this and I just feel really good using this pad. So I'm gonna save, you know, the glazing for the full review of this pad, but just know this is a really phenomenal pad. And if you have opportunity to get this pad, 100% recommend you try it, because this is a really fun pad to use. But like I said, full review will happen in the near future, and I will save all the glazing and things like that for that review. And this next pad is the ChengYing from ESPTiger. I'm probably butchering the name. I do apologize if I am. But I've been having this pad for a long while now, and I originally posted about this pad on Reddit, and I had a cool discussion about this pad over there, and I had some people private message me about this pad, and I even had people comment asking me, hey, are you gonna do a review about this pad anytime soon? And more than likely no, just because I don't want to spend a lengthy amount of time bashing this pad, but I will give my quick analysis and how I feel about it. I feel like this pad is very skate dependent. So if you're using like really thin skates, you might not have fun with it. If you're using really thick skates, you will have more fun. But the glide feels really weird, and I think it's the surface, because I've never really used a resin pad before, and I had to ask people who have experience with resin mouse pads, and a lot of those people told me like the resin mouse pads that they have tried in the past were a lot smoother than how this pad feels. So I don't know, but this pad is very skate dependent. Like by far, I got the Cyclones on my X2H here, and by far this has been the best experience. As you can see, it's, you know, it don't really have that ice skate feeling. It's more on the controlled, balanced feeling side, but speed wise, it's pretty quick. I would say if I had to give it a speed rating, or like where I would put it at ranking wise, it's slightly slower than the Shidenkai, but far more inconsistent. And it's been really fun to use. And then when I use skates like the TJX skates, as you can see, like when I use skates like that, like it's just, you know, of course, very slow, very mud-like, and you get a lot of that texture of this pad coming in on these skates. But I do want to say that when I use these skates and this pad combination when it was a little bit colder outside, because I'm in Texas and it's humid as hell right now. Summertime, it's hot as hell. It's down there 100 degrees every day. And it feels like mud using this pad. It's very sticky, very muddy using it right now. But when I was using this pad in the colder days, when it's not as humid and things like that, it plays a lot faster. You still get a lot of that texture, but it plays a lot faster. So I definitely feel like humid affects this pad by a lot. Even with pad skates like the X-Ray Pad City and Pros, you know, these are designed to be mud skates, very slow, but these play about the same as the TJX skate, but by far the best experience I've had is with the Cyclones, 100%. So if you are thinking about buying this pad, you might want to invest in some Cyclones, because even core pads don't feel the greatest on this pad. And then even outside of that, this pad makes me feel like I have that same condition that Stubby has when he sweats a lot, bro. Like, I sweat way more using this pad than any other pad, for real. Like, I can damn near use the Empress without a sleeve before I even think about using a no sleeve with this pad. I have to use a sleeve with this pad, and usually my go-to sleeve is the Pulsar esports sleeve. You know what I'm saying? But as you can tell, like it's getting a little wide in the wrist area, and you can tell I use this pad a lot. Like you can tell, like it's ripping and shit. I need to get a new one. I had to invest in buying a new sleeve for the sole purpose to use this pad to its full extent, because my hand was just stick, my wrist area was stick, or like my arm was just stick, and it was just really annoying and very frustrating, especially when it's hotter outside. It just doesn't feel good to move around on. Doesn't have a really fun glide to it when the pad is sticking to your hand. So while I 100% love ESPTiger as a company, for me this pad has been a miss, and I would love to see them go back to the drawing board and make an improved version of this pad, because we're talking about in terms of design, this by far is one of the most beautifully designed pads I have ever seen. And I would love to see this design on a better or just a more well-made pad. Like if this was like on a glass pad or something, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Like, but definitely was a little bit disappointed with this pad, and I do hope that in the future that ESPTiger improve upon and make another version of this pad and make it a little bit better. But if you do try this pad 100%, so far the best combination I found is the cyclones, and that's why I would say this pad been stuck to my desk, quote unquote. And it's not because of good reasons, but mainly because I want to find a decent combination to make this pad a little bit more usable for me or for other people out there. But that's just my opinions, and you know what I'm saying, my word isn't law. That's just how I feel, you know what I'm saying? So if you have different opinions, let me know in the comment section. But I've been doing a lot of yapping, I've been talking hellas, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this video right here. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's been your boy Widget. I'm out. Peace.